Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I don't need this plugged in anymore. That was from last time. I think we're good. I think my controller is charged. Hello. Welcome. We are continuing on with NieR Replicant, and this is a big one. Excuse me. He said, his voice totally filled with mucus. Allergy season still. Sure is. When you have allergies, it's always allergy season. We finished Route A last time, which is kind of crazy. Let's hit continue and see what happens. See, we got the little post-it note over there with the lunar tier and the letter A. We got Route A, which is pretty cool. So we are going to start Route B, and I'm excited because I'm going to have to read a whole hell of a lot, assuming they haven't changed it, because the start of Route B is going to open with basically an audiobook, except without the I provide the audio. So I have my water with me, and we'll see how this goes. So let's jump in. I do want to discuss some of the stuff that came out at the end of Route A. But we'll get to that. So we are going to load the selected file, and we are going to start, if I remember correctly, we're going to start as soon as we unpetrify Kaine. That is where we should be picking up from. So here we go. No Office 365. I do not want to upgrade to Office 365. Get out of here.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time.
Could be.
Anyway.
Anyway. Alright, here we go. Kaine's dreams, discrimination. It's just gonna be text on a black screen. Oh boy. If I remember correctly, this is like an hour's worth of text. I'm not kidding. We'll see how this goes. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits... Shipwreck, huh. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. That's a very interesting choice of words. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched the vane slowly creak to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly to the east. East? Really? Before the vane could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from the cut above her eye and blurred her vision. She could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave, he can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt... Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. Ugh. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with his thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. Ew. No. Did you just say no? Why would you want to see? Ugh. Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. Jesus Christ. What's interesting is, like, this is sexual assault. This is 100% sexual assault. Although it doesn't read that way because you don't know what they're talking about directly until you do. But it's very interesting because like I said, I only played this game once. So this is my first time reading this with the knowledge of what it means. And holy shit. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. Continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a... I can't do an old lady voice. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch Kaine again, I'll do far worse and throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow, he screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it, what are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo... No. But, point taken. Demo's face... Wow. That's a really awful line, actually. Jesus Christ. Oh. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here, either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it at the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said. Why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength. Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and that grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath, understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. This puts into perspective what we saw with the first boss fight in the Aerie, the not the big eye, but the one from the pre-time skip, which pretended to be Grandma, and Kaine then went off on a rant. So that's, putting a little bit of context for that one. We will get more. Where were we? However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood kicking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things, and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Now, remember, we saw that wreath of flowers hanging in that little hovel she had, which NieR actually went up to take, and that was what prompted Kaine to attack us. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them when I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. I understand that they wanted to, preserve the original, and there's a strong case to be made for doing the text on the screen like this, because that's what was in the original, and there's a lot of descriptors, and a lot of very choice wording, But I can't help but think this would be a lot more impactful as a cutscene. There was part of me that was kind of hoping they would make this a cutscene. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dreams, daily life. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. That was Kaine. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma," called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. When she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." I don't know why she suddenly became from New York. Relinquishing the act, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering the water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Excuse me. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Eyrie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. And so we learn why she's a fucking potty mouth. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. "This is tough. My logs are all weird sizes." Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "Get the bucket. Can't let it spill." Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that. Just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it. God damn it. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. She encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands, before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund, older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey, lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me, they seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in another direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Ha! Barked Demo. The old bitch had finally keeled over. Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide, they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked him out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. It's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said. I guess his voice should be older, but we're in too deep now, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew her a picture. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. That voice is way too high-pitched for Kaine at this point. This is like teenage Kaine, and she's probably already got that gruff Laura Bailey voice, but such is life. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. Portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit. So, why is she from New York? Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house, as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. Sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I'll remember it forever. Forever. Told ya. It's been a half hour already. Give me a minute. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. Sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry." Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine. "And I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check on the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. Thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Interesting that they have boxing. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let 'em come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway." "I'm not worried about the thieves. I'm worried about the shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Oh, shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other—" "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. "Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is—" She didn't finish the thought. Instead, walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're gonna be a true woman soon," Grandma said, as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day." "Such a mouth on you. Where'd that come from?" "Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she'd ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she began, "maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to help keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot, and I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." "I thought it was a berry." Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. Oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. I wonder. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. All right, you bastard, she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. It's you or me, let's go. The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma! The sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, thought Kaine. Alive. Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up now. As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma, hold on, just a little longer. Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard, laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward. She forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. Give her back, she screamed. Give her back to me. It's like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. Excuse me. Need a sip. Huh. As she lay on the ground, with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine. Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. Grandma. Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no, no. I said run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. 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 I'm not saying it that many times. Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. "43 minutes. Not bad. I think there's more.
The beast approaches.
I think there might be more after this fight. Alright. Now, the good thing about these repeated playthroughs is that, well, you might say it's the good thing, you might not say it's the good thing. We are still leveled as we were at the end of the game, the end of Route A. Enemies do not scale. So this is going to get real easy. Oh, why am I... Okay.
I'm not gonna let
dies today.
My sword feels lighter. It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Here we go. Doing work. Almost got it. I think we did got it. Did we just got it? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, these fights are gonna get way shorter. As we go. These fights are absolutely gonna start to get really short. Because, again, enemies don't scale. So, as we fight bosses over and over again and gain levels and levels and levels, we're just gonna basically cakewalk through this. We'll probably finish Route B tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next stream. In all likelihood. Unless we get sidetracked by other side quests. Just because these fights that took us a while the first time through are going to take us absolutely no time. Here we go. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was more. Alright. Nice of them to give us a slight break. After 45 minutes of text. Oh boy. Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still. Oh, that actually was supposed to be the voice of Demo. Okay. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It's a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. No, stop. Don't hurt that picture. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced a jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha 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 cha cha cha. I look like that? Oh God. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Here we go. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Ha 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 ha. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh god, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. Ah. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now, give me that body. Come on. Give me the body, and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back, too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body quaking with rage. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, the voice said cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and... Shut up. Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? That's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the airy would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, sunshine. There ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed, whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me, we got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill, I can make it happen. The little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, well, wrap 'em up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from that well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me. We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Ha ha ha, screamed the voice. Look at you go, sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyron, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyron. Count on it. Yeah, laughed Tyron. I'm gonna go with Tyron. I'm not really sure. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing, right now. You and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. Feels perfectly normal, she thought. Feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade. I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Well, now we know about Kaine. Important to note,
Kaine, you gotta live.
she has a shade possessing her, which now that we know about, we will be able to hear.
Oh, hey.
And who will be able to translate for us. So maybe that kind of explains a bit more
Emil, you were the one calling me.
about the kinship
Weren't you?
between Emil and Kaine.
You still recognize me?
Fellow quote-unquote
Of course.
freak.
I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow. You grew up.
Hmm.
So, how long has it been?
5 years.
She's like, oh no, he's hot. I don't think she has that revelation yet. I think that was
Shit.
a lot later.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Well, that means a fuck lot, doesn't it?
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one. We let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
Foreshadowing much?
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious.
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me.
You do kind of look a bit like a nightmare. Just saying.
As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
Alright.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
This is true. This is kinda true. Kinda true. Taking your friends for granted. Because of a narrow-minded laser focus on Yona. Oh, wait a second. What the fuck is this?
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil,
This is new.
but what good would that even do? Wait, is that...
This is totally new. This isn't even new to Route B. This is new to NieR Replicant. Holy shit.
I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Well, that's just not true.
Come on. I just want to know you better. Please?
This is so cool. This was definitely not in the original game. This...
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing.
This, I'm hoping this is the start of many of these kind of scenes that are new. But this is really, really interesting.
My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Heck.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay. Can we just forget I told you about that?
That's really cool. I like that so much. I really hope we get more of that. Asked Devila if hooch tastes good. She said it's the best thing in the world. I love Devila so fucking much. Oh my god. I love Devila. God damn.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Alright, most importantly, I want to check something. Got money. That's great. What's this?
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
Oh, right. This is a new thing. They did say that this was now open. I don't know what this is.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
Interesting.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Oh, okay. This is interesting. What the fuck is this? There's so much new shit. I'm so unprepared.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. Wait a second. Oh my god.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Papa NieR! Does he penis jump? He doesn't penis jump. Oh, that's a shame. Oh my god, we're Papa NieR. Sure. I have no idea what this is. But we're literally Father NieR. I'm so glad he's in this game in some capacity. I don't know what this is. It's the world of the recycled vessel, created to avoid the destruction of all. What the fuck is this? Alright, we just killing some bats? Okay, what am I doing? Can't go this way, so we're gonna go down. We got shades. The recycled vessel. What the fuck does that mean? This is the Shadow Lord's castle, I think, right? This seems like the Shadow Lord's castle. Might not be. I'm so hyped that we get to play as Father NieR. Why is this in the mother's diary? Is the implication that Father NieR is Brother NieR's father? That would not make much sense. Or maybe this is just a parallel reality or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just not to be taken at face value. Alright, I don't know what this is all building towards. I'm assuming it's going to build towards a boss fight. It's very interesting that this is Emil's theme, too. Like, why? Why Emil's theme? Oh, there's a boss. Oh god. We got a lot of bats. But then we also got a boss. Somewhere. Boss somewhere. Is it back up this way? Where is it? Ow. Oh, it's down here. Okay, hi. I mean, you're gonna die, because I'm, like, way overpowered. Got medicinal herb times 3. Okay. Is this like a black scroll, a lost destiny, a white book, a false truth? This feels like it might just be kind of like an arena battle or something, like where you just go in and try to fight as many things as you can and last as long as you can or something. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by it, though. I don't know what, like, the purpose of it is. Is it just side content? Or is it actually going to have some story value? I mean, the fact that we're playing as Father NieR makes me think it's just side content and, like, continuity porn. Just for the sake of having Papa NieR in the game. But, I don't know. This music is crazy, though. Soldiers of Salt calling for white death. They are legion, those who plunge the world into darkness. That is a reference to Drakengard. One of these days, I feel like I should probably play Drakengard, or at least... No, I'm not going to play it. It sucks, apparently. No, it doesn't suck, but it didn't age. I need to watch a playthrough of it. Is probably what I need to do. Alright, so at this rate, I don't know how fast we're going to finish Route B, because I don't know how much of this extra shit there's going to be. And I kind of want to do some of it. Starting to take some damage. Oh god. I should be using my Vice. Alright, I have some medicinal herbs. I can go ahead and use them. Let me use one. I'm really not super worried about dying because this isn't hard. But eventually I'm gonna take a bunch of hits, right? Like, oh, we got a... Oh, no. Oh, we just got a weapon. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to do these. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. Yeah. That is Drakengard. And that's how the whole thing started. With the joke ending of Drakengard 1, dropping a dragon on Tokyo and bringing with it the White Chlorination Syndrome. Yeah, I don't think so, bro. I don't fucking think so. Damn it. I hit the dodge button. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that nonsense. Damn it. The lighting in here is very piss poor. On purpose, I assume. I love that I'm Father NieR. That's so cool. I'm so glad he's in here. So glad he's in here. Black sickness stains the future. The journey to return to soulless vessels. Yeah. Also true. It's very interesting. That's kind of, I'm not going to say spoilers, but like, that's important stuff. You're getting some good kind of background information here. Dude. Alright, I should definitely be using more medicine because I'm getting so much of it. Okay, now we're playing a fucking side-scrolling platformer. Jesus. I'm not good at those kind of games. Alright, we really need to be able to break guard better than this. Can I Dark Hand these guys? There we go. Yeah, Dark Hand is really what I need. I have no idea what this is. Again, we're still rocking out with some crazy remix of Email's theme. This is so trippy. Damn it. Damn it. There's a tiny little bit of depth to this platforming. Oh, fuck. Really? That's some horse shit. That's some actual horse shit. The platforming is what's gonna kill me here. There we go. No, 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 don't. Fuck. I have to do it. I have to do it. I get a weapon for doing it. So it's not optional. This is not optional. Unless these weapons don't count, but I don't know. Oh, fuck you. I don't know that I really have a way of knowing that. There we go. Alright, we got a boss. Oh my god, okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. I got the Kabuki outfit. I got 1,000 experience and medicinal herbs. That's all great. Most importantly, I got a weapon, which is absolutely going to be required. We got doors. Alright, well, I guess we're going to continue. I don't know which door to go through. Sure. NieR made a new friend, and guess what? He's a king! I wish I had some friends. Yona, just stop. You're destroying me. The apocalypse divided the world in two, one that knows not day, and one which has never seen the night. Yeah, it's become tidally... The planet has become tidally locked. Oh god, I can't use magic. Okay. We're in the Barren Temple. Wonderful. I can't use evasion. Okay. Can't use magic. I'm not using magic. Anything else I can't use? No magic, no evasion. Alright. I can't use my blade. Oh, well, he's dead. Okay. I was gonna say, I can't attack with magic or my weapon. Then what the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't know, but I got a lot of healing. I should be using more healing because I get so much of it, so. Black and white, 13 pacts. The vessel's forms waver as they cross time and space. 13 pacts. I don't know what that means. Where are we going? This way. It's gonna have holes in the floor in it. Maybe not. Taking damage. This is not easy. I mean, it is easy, but it's like the damage racks up. Bunch of enemies over here. Interesting too, it's all shades. Like we're in the abandoned factory. Not the abandoned factory. Wrong game. We're in the junk heap. And it's all shades. It's not machines. This music is fucking awesome, by the way. We gonna have one of these guys?
It seems we have been shut in.
Oh no. No, it's just shades still. Jesus, it's a lot of balls. Extra balls. Jesus, there's a lot in here, man. Distal herb times 5, I'll take them. Ooh. Is this Song of the Ancients? Mm-hmm. Song of Man has been drowned out in its place. Scream of something inhuman. Oh, we actually have robots now. Extra balls. What else? Just more hordes and hordes and hordes? Oh, we got flying dudes now. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many. Thank God for auto-targeting. I feel like this would be absolutely impossible otherwise. Now what? Now what? What you got? Got another weapon. Bro, I need to know how many weapons there are in here. Because I need to know how much longer I gotta do this. Because this is clearly not optional if I'm getting multiple weapons. Sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. Yeah, that kind of sealed it. There was really no coming back from the dragon. Where am I? I don't even know where I am. It's in some kind of park. Is this part of Shadowlord's castle? Oh no, is this back where the game started? In that abandoned lot? I don't know. Oh, we're getting swarmed. Getting swarmed. Getting swarmed. I say that as two dudes, and now it's just one dude. It's not really swarmed. But the faster we kill them, the less we have to deal with at the same time. I mean, Vice is certainly helping. If only to keep them in a state of, like, getting hit. Probably should be using Dark Hand, honestly. There we go. That's what we needed. The fuck out of here. This guy's armor is so big. This guy's taking forever to take down. Just can't do damage to him. There we go. There we go. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. He's not getting wrecked. I can't believe this gives you weapons. They're new weapons. This was not in the old game. Certainly not in the original game. But the fact that you get weapons from this is actually crazy. Because it really, truly makes it not optional. Unless you don't need these weapons. Unless these weapons don't count. Ow, shit. I just walked right the fuck into that. Oh no, not two of them. This is not good. Man, stop hitting me. It's almost like you're trying to kill me, and that's not fair, because I want to kill you instead. Get out of the way. There we go. There's more. There's so many. Why are there so many? I wonder if the new weapons are actually good. Alright. Putting in the work. I don't know if there's anybody else coming up. I think this might be the only guy. Got him in a corner. That's good for me. Tell me that was the last one. Thank you. Medicinal herb times 5. Jeez. The puppet priest collects the accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. I don't know what the fuck that means. But we're in Facade now. Let's heal up a bit. We're in first person mode. Oh god. What the fuck is happening? This is really actually kind of cool. I don't think it lets I don't think it's letting me auto target. Yeah, no, it's not. We're now a rail shooter. This is totally wild. Oh my god, this is taking me back to like arcade games, man. It's like crypt killer nonsense. Jesus. Like, do I have to kill all of them? Like, if I miss something, is that a problem? Because I don't know that I can get everything. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. I have no idea what the fuck I stumbled into, man. It's really cool. I like this a lot. And I'm glad this game does have, for being a, like, virtually perfect remake of the original, in the fact that it kept so much of it intact. It really didn't change anything. Aside from killing a boar. I guess we're killing a boar. Aside from changing the combat, it really kept almost the entirety of the rest of the game the same. The fact that there is more content is really cool. And this is very interesting. And the fact that it's Papa NieR too is just really, really, really awesome. Just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, there we go. There's a dude. There's dudes over there. Is that where I'm supposed to be looking? Are there other dudes hiding around? This is so crazy. I'm loving the music. God, this really does. It feels like a crypt killer or a House of the Dead or something. Those old rail shooters. Although, I feel like I don't have anywhere near as much control of my aim as I would in one of those games. It's a little tough. I'm hoping that this is like it, that we don't have to like go through the course again. As fun as this was, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. Yeah, there we go. Got the samurai outfit. 4,000 experience. And a lot of money. Alright, I mean, hey. Shit. Now we got 3 doors. Well, that's the one it's showing me, so I guess I'll go to this one. Terribly sinister. Unless my soul is at least level 33. I don't know what level my soul is. Can I see that? It's level 29. Eh? I guess I'll wait. Can I come back? Leave this area? I'm hoping I can come back. I'm obviously gonna have to do that because I'm sure it's gonna get me a weapon. But I'm so intrigued. I was really not expecting to take that big of a detour. But that was really cool. And we'll definitely go back. Once I'm level 33, I'll try to pay attention to it. Once I'm level 33, we'll go back in there and take out that last door. So cool that Papa NieR's in the game.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
So weird. What the fuck, man? Oh my god. Alright, I don't even remember what we're doing. One thing I do want to see. Weapons. 93%. We're very close. We're very close to having all the weapons. 93%. I'm not sure what we're actually missing, if I'm being totally honest. I'll have to double check. You know what? I'm gonna check now. Because, I need to know. Because this is really kind of the time to make sure we're collecting them and having them. So let me pull up a quick list of the weapons. I'm Googling. Oh no, I'm not a real gamer. Using a guide. How dare you? How very, very, very dare you? No, I don't want by part of the game. I want by type. Ugh. Alright, fine, whatever. I know we have all the ones that we from the original, the first part of the game, because we checked that already. Nameless Blade we have. Lily Leaf Sword we have. Nirvana Dagger we have. I shouldn't be doing it this way. I should be doing it the other way. Beastbane. I know we have, because I used it. Beastbane. Blade of Treachery we have. Earthworm's Claw we have. Faith we have. Lily Leaf Sword I know we have. Moonrise, fairly certain we have, because we used it. Moonrise. Nameless Blade. That was our default. Nirvana Dagger. Soundgarden Dagger. Pearl Jam Dagger. Alice in Chains Dagger. Don't Tell the Pilots Dagger. Rebirth. Got it. Okay. Part 2 weapons. Let's do this by type. Alright. One-handed weapons. Ancient Overlord. Ancient Overlord, we have it. Fool's Embrace, we have it. Iron Pipe, we don't have it. We'll get that later. Labyrinth's Whisper, we have. Phoenix Dagger, we have. Beast Curse, I'm pretty sure we have that. Oh wait, no, Beast Curse is not a one-handed. Alright, so we have all the one-handed weapons. We have all of the one-handed weapons. We're good there. Two-handed weapons. Axe of Beheading, we have. Beast Lord, we have. Fang of the Twins, I know we have, because I used that. And I upgraded it. Fool's Lament, we have. Iron Will, we have. Kusanagi, pretty sure we have that, because we get that given to us. Labyrinth Song, we should have that as well. Yes, we do. Phoenix Sword, we have that also. Vile Axe, I know I've seen that in the list. And we have all of the two-handed weapons. Very good. Lances. Spears, whatever. We have a Beast Curse. We have that. Very good. Captain's Holy Spear. We have that. Dragoon Lance. I know we got that. I remember picking it up. Yep. Fool's Accord. That's probably the one we are going to get from the last thing. Yeah, we don't have Fool's Accord. Labyrinth's Shout. We have that. Phoenix Spear. I've been using that to death, so I know we have that. Spear of the Usurper. We have. Sunrise. We have. Devil Queen. We have. And Transience. We have. So that is the only weapon we're missing other than the Iron Pipe, which is not yet available to us. Okay. Okay. So we know what we have to do to get the last weapons. Or at least I know what we have to do to get the last weapons. I know how to get the Iron Pipe. At least I think I do. Although I'm surprised that it's a side quest that I don't remember seeing. So we're going to have to seek it out. In this playthrough. We need to go to Devila first. Also, quests. I want to see quests. How are we doing with quests? Quest completion is 61%. We do have uncompletable quests, so We're never actually going to get that 100%, which doesn't matter for reasons. Which, honestly, I'm kind of interested in how ending E is gonna work, knowing what ending D is.
Hey,
I don't really know how there can be an ending E, but
Oh, hi.
guess we'll find out.
I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
I'm headed there next. Oh, and Devila,
Yeah?
sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
All right.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Gonna go talk to Popola. Man, we've been going for a very long time already. Over an hour and a half. And I feel like we haven't done a goddamn thing. Which is okay. I'm glad there's more content. I am very glad there's more content. That's making me very happy.
What is the purpose of this?
Oh, we're missing... The bosses are gone again. Okay, that's fine. I was kind of thinking it would keep the bosses, but it did not. Who are you guys? Were you always here?
Hey, mister, how come I can't see Dad?
Because he's dead.
I'm sorry for all the trouble, sir.
You're fine. What's up, Popola? What's up, Popes?
Popola,
Oh. Hello.
look, I want to apologize for
Stop. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but neither did you. You're just trying to protect the villagers. And I jumped down your throat for it.
It's very kind of you to say so. Regardless, please don't let it trouble you.
Ahem. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, right. Yes, about that. You know about the lost shrine, right?
Yes, I do.
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. Well, it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh ho. It was right under our pages the whole time.
Our pages?
But the bridge
Some of
that
us
leads there
don't
is
have
unusable.
pages.
So, take a boat.
Take a boat.
A boat?
Yes, the canal's finally been repaired. It took a lot longer than expected, what with the shades and all. I also asked them to provide a boat at the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. The ferryman will let you use it free of charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. I'm really grateful. All right, I'll see you around.
And for the love of everything, be careful.
Oh, I shall be careful. I shall certainly be careful. I will not go about doing anything reckless like jumping into a diary and fighting as Father NieR against a whole bunch of shades. I will not do that. Yet. Alright, so we're gonna go to the Lost Shrine. I don't think there's really anything else we can do.
Above the entrance to the shopping district should lead to the boat landing.
I don't think there's really anything else we can do.
Excellent to know the canal is finished.
I'll double check and see if Devil is at the bar.
Running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's
Yes,
use it as
yes.
often as we need.
So, let's see. Oh, you have a side quest for me.
Just the person I...
What's up?
Our water
Ah,
is on its last...
yeah, alright.
This is a what?
So we can
Placing
attempt
All right.
the quests that we didn't do. I don't know if there's any that I actually care about. What do you got for me?
Which job should I give you?
The Masterless Lighthouse. I feel like I should do this one.
Got a job from Seafront if you aren't too busy. It's a guy looking for something. Look, just go ask him, alright?
Oh, no, I know what that one is. I know what that one is. That was the guy who was asking me for all the bunch of shit that I don't care about. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna really pay much attention to the side quests. Because we don't need to. We don't have to buy any more weapons, so we don't really need the money, and there's no more weapons that we get from side quests. There's one particular side quest I do need to look out for. I don't know if Devila has it, though. Because I didn't see it last time. I may just have to Google how to initiate it. What am I doing? I need to go to the boat. What am I doing? But that's what I was saying, like, these runs, Route B, Route C, Route D, all that stuff, they should be a lot quicker, because we did the vast majority of the heavy lifting in Route A, by getting all of the weapons that we could get, already. So basically all we have to do now is play through the story again. We don't have to really even bother with any side quests at all. And that's going to save a bit of time. Again, I'm not trying to rush through the game, but we don't really have to worry about making sure we're hitting all the side quests and stuff, because we already did that.
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
Yeah, I remember you getting fucking murdered.
That red bag.
Hey.
Sure has. Apparently I did a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah?
Thanks.
So there are going to be differences in this route. That's not going to be one of them. The differences are going to be around the main story events. There will be additional context, similarly to in NieR Automata, in Route B when you play as 9S, and you get the ability to hack, and then you can understand the machines. There's kind of a similar theme here.
Up ahead, just past this cave.
As well as the shadow of its castle.
Let us make haste.
Haste makes waste, Vice. But Kaine, who is possessed by a shade, is actually able to hear what the shades are saying. If you wondered at all, here we go. What do you want? Go away, dirty, defective swine. I'm not like you, I'm different. If you wondered, while we were in certain boss fights, there were times when Kaine would just say random shit that didn't really seem like it made sense in context. I think I pointed it out once or twice, but largely left it just kind of on its own. We're going to get that context now. And remember what I told you about this game, because it's going to be very important. It's going to get worse. You already thought it got really, really fucking bad there at the end, right? No, it's going to get worse. It gets worse, guys. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Okay, I think I'm fully maxed out on healing items. So I should be at least level 33, huh? To take on that last thing in the diary. I'm not even going to notice when I get to level 33. That's going to take a while, actually. I might try it before we get to 33. I might try it before then. I don't know, man. I might have to try it. Not tonight, but it's gonna have to be in this playthrough, I think. Here we go. More context. You again. Stop bothering me. Grimoire Weiss has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What? Interesting. So they talk. They do, in fact, talk.
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Don't talk to me.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
There we go. Oh, come on. Health salve. I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, get wrecked. You don't want to fuck with Dark Hand. Thank you, Emil. Much appreciated. Oh, I gotta do this again. Ugh. Fuck the Lost Shrine, man. I hate this place. I hate this place.
This is all too easy.
Oh, I don't have to kill these guys. I don't have to kill these guys. Oh, I should, though. I should kill these guys because I need to level up to level 33. There we go. More blocks. So many blocks. Let's do that. And that. And I think just pushing this the full way should be good enough. Yep. There we go. And through the doors. Turn back, turn back.
What's with these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety, Shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
It's because they're children.
A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Because they're children, as we learned. Yeah, so in order to save humanity from the white chlorination syndrome, which was brought by the dragon that fell from the sky, I assume the androids were already built at that point. They had already built the androids. I don't know where Emil falls into Project Gestalt. I don't know how that factors in. But the androids created Popola and Devila, who are not the only Popola and Devila. There are many Popolas and Devilas. Yeah, by the way, we're just killing a giant horde of children. Just in case you were unaware. In case you didn't see the last stream. So we have Popola and Devila, who were created to oversee the different regions. Each Popola and Devila pairing had a region to watch over and oversee the execution of Project Gestalt, which is to separate the soul from the body of every person so that basically they could preserve the souls of people, let the bodies succumb to the white chlorination syndrome, and then once the virus or whatever it was had run its course, they created replicant bodies to then put the souls back into. And then people could go on living their lives. Sure, it's like 1,000, 2,000 years later, but just hit a really long pause button. And we're good. Disease free. And everything's great. What they didn't account for was A, that the Gestalts, which are the souls of the original people, would get restless and would start to deteriorate. Some of them would start to deteriorate, which is what happened to Gestalt Yona. She was starting to deteriorate, and that is what sprung Shadow Lord, who, as we learned, is the Gestalt of NieR, sprung him into action to take Yona's replicant body and force her into the replicant ahead of schedule. Because as Popola and Devila said, they kind of wanted to wait another 100 years or so in order to let this happen. Shadow Lord kind of forced their hand. So, if you're wondering why all the bad things happened, it's Shadow Lord's fault. And Shadow Lord, of course, is original Gestalt NieR. None of this is spoilers, by the way, because we learned it in the last stream. And I'm assuming you're watching these streams in order, because why wouldn't you? It does say Part 9 right in the title. So, that's kind of what we learned. And the other issue that they did not foresee was that the replicants would gain sentience. So we have replicants who are now self-aware and basically their own people that now have to be overwritten by the Gestalts. And that presented a very cagey morality crisis for Popola and Devila. I've treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you. All because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life... What was that? Oh, that's us. That's us on the rooftop. Also, very importantly, as we kind of learned about Vice and NieR, I'm going to pull this up again. We have our documents. I want to see these documents again. We learned some very interesting things about Vice and NieR. Oh, I don't have them anymore. Oh, that sucks. All right, well, we learned that Vice, one of them...
Emil? Look, from now on, I'm...
All right, they're going to talk. What we learned is that one of them is an encrypted program, and the other one is a decryption code. And so when they combine, one of the one decrypts the other one and runs the code, which is what is supposed to force the Gestalts into the replicant shells. And the fact, and this is why it was always so weird to me that Noir was, like, laughing evilly, because, like, why would he? It makes no sense. What they're doing isn't evil. But the fact that, like, DC Douglas went so hard on that, which I'm assuming he was supposed to, that's what they wanted him to do. But it's like, you know, the fact that he sounded so evil doing that clearly made people think, by people I mean like NieR and Vice and them, made them think that they're evil. But they're not evil. They're just... it's crazy. And the fact that Vice didn't succumb to that and didn't merge with Grimoire Noir is basically the event that caused the extinction of humanity. And it's played off as like this victory where he didn't succumb to the evil, but it's actually like, no, you really had to do that, and because you didn't do that, now the Gestalts will never be put back into the replicant shells on a massive scale, and you've essentially doomed humanity. And then, of course, killing Shadow Lord essentially actually dooms humanity.
That's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Because that destroys all of the other shades, and the shades were the people. And so I think it's been made clear that the replicants can't reproduce. So there you go. Replicants can't reproduce. You've destroyed all the original humans. So now what? And what's very interesting is Automata... I gotta be careful because I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but Automata gives you the background of this game. At a certain point in Automata, it gives you the background of this game. And it plays it off as it's Devla and Popola's fault. Which, I don't really see that. I don't really see how any of it really could be... Ooh, Luxar, that's pretty good. I don't really see how it could be construed as their fault. Because they basically did everything they could do to make sure that Project Gestalt went off correctly. And they just failed. Which I guess you could say because they failed, it's their fault, but... that seems a little disingenuous. Because the fault really is, it's if it's anybody's fault, it's Gestalt NieR's fault. Because he couldn't just chill and wait. And he went in and just took Yona. And that just kind of forced everything off track. So I did just save, right? So that was the discussion I wanted to have about that stuff. So let's go in here and actually understand what this first boss is saying to us as we're murdering it. Because in case you haven't figured it out, we're actually the bad guys. Sorry to break it to you. All those shades you're killing, yeah, they're human children. Hey, dude. Don't you touch them. Now, obviously, we couldn't understand this before. But Tyrion is able to... Damn you. Is able to have Kaine understand it.
What's going on? There's dozens of them.
I do want to try to get all of this dialogue. Stop, little ones. They're too strong for you.
These are creatures of the darkness. end, I see.
Pathetic to the end.
To that statue. It's the leader.
I am not their leader. It is I who rely on them. It is they who saved me. And we're just slaughtering them in front of him. No wonder he's so pissed off. Stop hurting my friends. I told you it's gonna get worse, by the way. And guess what? It's gonna get worse.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Alright, I think that's it for the dialogue. So we can go ahead and actually start taking this guy out now. Oh my god, we're doing so much damage. Yeah, this game's really gonna start making you feel like a piece of shit for what you're doing. And it's fully warranted.
Have you felled the beast?
Those are my friends.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, Sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this.
But see, you heard Kaine saying, damn it, damn it, damn it, in the first route. But we didn't get any of the other context.
Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
Is that it? I think that's it. I think we can go ahead and take him out. Oh. Yep. Yep. Look at all that fucking blood. That's crazy. So much blood.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Kidding me. Oh. Move. Come on, stupid arm, move. Yeah, I want to make sure. We are incomplete, but our friends make us whole. We are mocked, abused, and hated, but our friends keep us strong. This is what keeps us, that is what keeps us going. Do not stand in the way of our lives. Those are my friends. Come on, move. Alright.
Kaine! Are you alright? Kaine!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
What is happening?
Uh-oh. So now this makes a bit more sense to us, too. This is Tyrion has taken over.
It's Kaine's shade.
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back!
Yeah, so I don't think there's any new context here. I'll hold off just in case there is. I don't think there is. No, there's not. Alright. Now we're done. Excuse me. Your HP's at 0. You can fall now. Excuse me. Excuse me. You want to maybe fall now? There we go.
Now, pin her down.
Kaine, please! Come back!
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine!
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak, and I'm sad, and I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
All right. Stop crying. And thanks. I'm all right.
All right.
Over there.
We have our key thingy.
And what is this?
Beats me. It's got some kind of writing on it, but I don't know what it says.
How remarkably useless of you. Well, let's go ask Popola.
What do you know about it, Popola?
It's a cipher of some kind.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down all the words I can understand. This fragment is called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something. There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, the Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap. And the Memory Tree might be the Forest of Myth.
Might be.
But as for Sacrifice and Loyal Cerberus, I don't have a clue.
Not a problem. If we want to fill in the words, we just run around the world killing every big monster we find, right?
Oh, splendid. By all means, let us undertake a murderous rampage.
They're just shades. Besides, it's the only way to reach the Shadow Lord.
It's a dangerous task.
Yeah, well, Yona's in even more danger.
But how can you even be sure that she's...
Because she is! Right? The Junk Heap and the Forest of Myth, yeah? I'm on my way.
Please be careful. Oh, and listen. About Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight.
Not Kaine and Emil's problem.
I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
Alright. We don't really have time to do much else. In terms of, like, bosses and stuff. Actually, we could do the Junk Heap. We could do the Junk Heap. The thing about the Force of Myth, though, is we don't actually have to read it. Because we already know what it says. Go to the Junk Heap.
Popola said we might be able to find a key.
Perhaps we can find a clue at Two Brothers' weaponry.
Perhaps. Perhaps. I am gonna do a thing. And that thing is a very quick Google. And that Google is going to be how to launch the quest to get the iron pipe. Very quickly, because I know it's from a side quest. And we need to find where that side quest is. So it's supposed to be in the Forest of Myth. I don't remember seeing any other, I remember it being in the Forest of Myth, and I remember the last time we went to the Forest of Myth, I was kind of looking around to see if there was a quest there, and I didn't find one. I'm not sure. You know what? We'll go there. Got time. Let's go there. I'm not actually going to do the Forest of Myth right now, but I just want to see if that quest is available. Because I really don't remember seeing anything about a quest in the Forest of Myth the last time I was there. So, I don't know. But it's important that we do this. Because this will get us a weapon. And we need that weapon. I'm going to head over there real quick. I am going to kill things. Because I need to gain levels. Because I need to fight whatever the hell is behind that door of... still level 29. Is that number going down? That number is going down to the next level. The 97. Okay. So we don't know how much experience we get from things. But fighting bosses is certainly going to help. Alright, so that was about, I don't know, 350 or so each, because I killed 2. Not bad. We'll get to level 30 fairly easily, I think. And then beyond that, I'm not sure. It's gonna take a while to level up, I think. We may have to fuck around in the, oh, he's gonna charge at me, isn't he? Yeah, he sure is. It's gonna take so long to level up. So long to level up, man. I mean, when we're in the Junk Heap, it should go a little smoother. But, I mean, this is a grindy game. Very grindy game. You know this. let's see if there is a quest here. I'm not sure. I don't remember one being here. But if Google says it, it has to be true, right?
The home of that blasted dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I hear you.
It's not you. You're the guy. Maybe it's after we do the Forest of Myth. And then you have to come back. That's possible. I mean, we could just do it while we're here, but I don't really want to read. I know we don't really have to read, but I have to at least read a little bit. Alright, we'll hold off on this. I really... curious. Really curious. Alright, let's go see if we can do the first part of the junk heap. The first part of the junk heap. I mean, I could conceivably grind. Alright, I want to see how much this is going to give me. I got 7308. What are you going to get me? That is not very much. I would have thought the boar would have been worth more than that. Okay. You're not going to let me harvest this boar. Thank you. Like, the potential to grind in the junk heap is there. I could do it. I really don't want to. I don't know how strict that level 33 requirement is. I mean, obviously it's I can still do it regardless. But that is a few levels higher than where I'm at. I mean, I definitely want to get to 30 first. Like, I'm definitely getting to 30. But, like, how hard of a requirement is that? Like, if I go in at level 30, am I gonna get, like, beaten down? Or will it be fine? Where are the words that let me drain health? Those are words that exist. I feel like they would be really useful, and I haven't found any of those. At least I don't think I did. Take these little dudes out. Magic defense up. It's not really what I need. Not really in need of that. There more dudes? That's it? That's all the dudes? Alright. You okay? Got clay. Never once needed it, but I got it. Can't upgrade my Phoenix Spear anymore either because I don't have an Eagle Egg. And I really don't want to grind for them. I know they're a pain in the ass to get. They're really, really rare spawns in the area. Here we go. We're gonna get some backstory here too.
Sam, where'd they go? Get him! Don't let him escape!
Are we gonna die, Mom? My child. I see oh. You're almost grown up now, my child. Stay strong. You must run now, do you understand? Run as fast as you can. What about you? I'll challenge them and give you time to escape. No, you can't. Be safe, my child. Be safe and happy. Promise me that you will remember your mother. Mom? Mom, wait, let's go together. Mom!
Here! They're in here!
Mom, no, don't leave me. Told you it gets worse. Guess what? It gets even worse. What if I told you it still gets worse? Mom, why? Is this guy. Who's there?
Who are you?
I'm Khalil. What's your name?
Military defense robot, Key 33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. Error. There is something leaking from your eyes.
I'm crying, you big dumb robot. I miss my mom.
What is crying? Who is Mom?
Doesn't matter. I can't see her ever again because she's dead.
My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago? Really?
874 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
Aren't you lonely?
I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying.
I'm crying because I don't want to die.
You will die.
If the humans catch me, they're gonna kill me.
Why will they kill you?
Ah.
I will not permit the humans to kill Khalil.
Huh?
Military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
You're gonna help me?
P-33 is charged with defending others. P-33 will defend Khalil.
Oh, hooray. Thanks, robot. And since we're friends now, I'm gonna call you Beepy. It's gonna get worse. It always gets worse.
Man, there's gotta be tons of machinery here.
Yeah, but I don't know how much we can actually use.
Oh, wow. Check this out. It looks brand new.
Hey, be careful, all right? This place is dangerous.
I'll be fine.
Oh no!
Huh?
Look out!
Huh? 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 Jacob? Oh God, this can't be happening. Jacob! Jacob! No!
Welp. Oh. I bet you think it was Beepy. And not your incessant shouting and stumbling. Wow, that was scary.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think they were chasing me. They seem nice. It's gonna get worse. It always gets worse.
The Junkeep. Perhaps we should speak to the brothers.
Yeah, perhaps.
They might know something about this.
They might know something about this. Yes, Mr. Potter.
Oh, hey there. It's been a while.
You're the little one, aren't you? You've grown up.
How fares your brother?
He did.
My brother's been dead for 4 years.
Oh, I see. Please forgive the question.
It's okay.
I need to ask you something.
What is it?
You heard any rumors about shades around here? Not the little ones. I'm looking for one that's unusually big and powerful.
No, I haven't heard about anything like that. But I haven't really been listening. All I want is to destroy robots. Just rip them up.
Okay. Never mind then. See you later.
Wait!
Yes.
I recently got my hands on a weapon. A very powerful weapon.
Uh-huh.
I thought you might get some use out of it.
We obtained Iron Will.
Don't we already have this weapon?
I see what you're doing there with that fourth wall.
These things happen the second time around. This sword has seen better days.
Yeah, it's pretty beat up. I mean, there's potential, but it's fairly powerless right now.
Can you repair it?
I can repair anything with the proper materials.
If you'll fix it, I'll get the parts.
I'm so glad I decided not to throw this out. I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big enemies on the second basement level have them, so watch yourself. Also, here's the passcode to get down there. Use it on the elevator.
Alright.
You got it.
Well, guys. I think this is the perfect time to go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're watching live here on Twitch or the Twitch VODs or after the fact on the YouTube VODs. However you are watching, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. The next stream, today is Monday, which means the next stream will be Thursday. And Thursday is the 27th. Thursday is the 27th. May 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time until about 9:30. We are going to continue on with Route B. We're going to go into the Junkeep. We're going to do this again. And maybe get some more context on Beepy and Khalil, which will be very interesting. I'm also going to see about doing the side quest that gets us the iron pipe. I want to see if I can trigger that. I'm not sure exactly how to trigger it. My guess is it'll probably open up after we finish the Forest of Myth. Not 100% sure. We'll take a stab at that. And then maybe we'll also go for that third diary thing. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if being level 30 will be a problem. Because my guess is after we do the Junkeep, we'll probably be at level 30, maybe level 31. I don't know about that. That seems a bit of a stretch. But at that point, I think it might be worth at least trying it, right? You can always try it. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're going to have to do it. Those things are giving me weapons. So I have to get all the weapons, because that's the only way you can get Route C, is to get all the weapons. So we got to do that before we finish Route B, or else we won't be able to do Route C. So that's where we're at. So next time we are going to do the Junkeep. We're going to do the Forest of Myth. We're probably going to try the diary again, and then we'll keep going, and we'll see what happens. So I hope you're excited for that. I know I am. I will see you then. Good night.